What it do, flight crew? FTC. Flight team stand up! It may be May, but June is on the way. We got some more Tommy G. You guys mess with the documentary, so we shall deliver. The poorest place in America, Pine Ridge Reservation. Let's check it out. Make sure you're always being grateful for everything you have, because somebody always has it much harder than you.
With the shotgun.
That's how easy you get alcohol in this watch. So, hey, can I get two water bottles?
Yeah. In the nighttime, it's when it's scary.
So when the sun goes down, we should get out of here?
Yeah. Everyone comes out.
It isn't unusual at all to hear gunshots in some areas of the Pine Ridge Reservation.
We're seeing the all-time high of violence and drug trafficking like we've never seen
Where is this at? Hey, yo, with the machete though?
Have you had to use that before?
Yup.
On a person?
Yup.
I probably can't ask any more questions than that, huh?
No.
So tell me about the process of flipping this into pints. How does that work?
One water bottle will equal up to this much.
So we're okay.
Say 20 for this one?
No, thank you. Do you hear me?
Yo,
On this channel, we've traveled far and wide to the roughest places in the United States. Of all the places we've gone, Pine Ridge Reservation may very well be the roughest place we've ever been. The stats here paint a remarkably bleak picture. Here, there's a 90% unemployment rate. There's an 80% rate of alcohol.
Wait, where is this at?
Remarkably
Old Lakota County? It's like in the middle of the United States. It's like
bleak picture. Here, there's a 90% unemployment rate, there's an 80% rate of alcoholism, a 70% high school dropout rate, and nearly half the population has diabetes. There are no banks, no motels, no movie theaters, and there's only one moderately sized grocery store to support a population of nearly 20,000 people that stretched across 3,500 square miles.
What? Okay, so I'm trying to find where it's at in the United States. It's still hard to tell. Is this like Iowa or something? Or Wyoming, maybe?
In this reservation, a third of the homes have no electricity or a basic water and sewage system. The utter lack of industry and commercial activity leave the residents almost no options for employment. With an average annual per capita income of $3,000, this is the poorest place in America. And despite this, you find people here that are striving to make a difference. There's a skate park that promotes sober living and gives the kids a safe place to go. There's a principal that wants to show her students love and support. There's people battling to preserve the culture and teach the kid their native tongue and traditions. It's a place with great challenges, but it also has a lot of resilience and character. Today, we cover the yin and yang of Pine Ridge. We examine history to see how these conditions came to be, and we talk to community leaders to see what the way forward is. Let's get started. Folks, we are on the outskirts of the Pine Ridge Reservation, one of the most notorious reservations in the country. It feels like we're on another planet. We just passed through the beautiful, remote Badlands, and now we're in this rural hill country. This was ground zero for some of the Native American struggle against the U.S. government. This is a place that still has a lot of roots into their history. They still speak Lakota. They still have sun dances. They still have a lot of the ceremonies that have guided their culture for years. But, as you can see, 2 ambulances passing by. This is also a place that struggles with a lot. Alcohol addiction, meth addiction, high rates of diabetes and obesity. This is arguably the most impoverished place in the country. Incarceration, somewhere between 7 out of 10 men get incarcerated around here. There's a lot of cyclical...
Bro, I still don't even know what state this is in, bro. They keep saying the city like everybody's supposed to know where.
Just dirty tricks. It's an ugly part of American history. The recommended reading for today's episode is Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee. So without further ado, folks, this is going to be a wild ride. This, folks, is the Pine Ridge Reservation.
I'm Oglala Lakota. I'm the founder of the Mothers Against Meth Alliance.
Is meth still big out here, or has fentanyl replaced it?
We do have fentanyl. We had a few deaths from fentanyl. I do harm reduction here, which is illegal as for me to have clean needles. They said they'll charge me with dangerous drug paraphernalia.
The local PD?
Yeah, a few years back we had a young girl who was gunned down on Main Street up here, and that was like probably my 3rd year fighting meth. Everything I do I pray about, and what came to me was me to start patrolling the streets. I've been doing this for 10 years now.
How bad is meth in the area?
Meth is horrible here.
Like what % of people would you say are on meth?
90.
How is it?
Bro, that is crazy.
Our build date is June 1st.
Beautiful.
And it's going to be a healing center. We're going to build a food forest. We're going to have a safe house for young people escaping drug addiction.
This is in the middle of nowhere. How do you think meth makes it into the community?
We have Denver, Rapid City's a big pickup place. We have cartels who are infiltrated in here.
Mexican cartel? I've heard rumors or whispers that Mexican cartels are also involved in trafficking of Native women.
Of course they are. The Interstate I-90 and I-29, those are major vessels for sex trafficking. Because I fight meth, sex trafficking is a big part of my program.
They go hand in hand. If we wanted to find meth, how hard is it to find around here?
One of the street people will probably be walking and you just ask them and they'll find it for you.
How much do I need to buy a hit of meth?
$10.
On a daily basis, what do you see while you're on patrol? Like, do you have to revive people?
Bro, like, I'm sorry, man. Like, it just, you gotta be a certain type of a crazy, like, individual for you to just try anything outside. I'm always gonna continue to say, bro, like, if you're a sober person, stay that for the rest of your life. But if you decide to double and dabble with something, bro, only do, tree and alcohol and keep it at that level, bro. Like, I just don't understand how some people can just wake up one day and just be like, oh boy, I just need to get some meth, some heroin, which just hit today. Like, how the hell can you even, like, look yourself in the mirror seriously with a straight face and tell yourself that that is an okay drug? Like, that doesn't sound scary to niggas. Like, I never, like, got a grasp reality. Like, I don't know, man. I just gotta, like, just thank my peoples and stuff growing up, bro. And just, like, I guess, like, also having just, like, a strong mind on top of that, too. Like, to want to, like, avoid. But it's just, like, bro, like, I've never, ever had, like, no type of interest, not even a thought process of even touching any of those types of, like, hardcore drugs. It doesn't matter what you go through in life, bro. Like, there's so many other resolutions, you know what I'm saying, to deal with. And yeah, I understand that people deal with, like, trials and tribulations, they have it a lot more harder, but that's just, like, no excuse whatsoever to just go and try some damn crazy ass drugs. Like, bro, like, bath salts and all these other, like, crazy, like, why would you even, how does that even, like trigger your mind to just imagine you getting in your car and calling up the damn plug talking about, bro, I need some, like, heroin, bro. Yeah, what's the deal y'all got, cracking for Friday? Like, bro, how the hell does that even, like, trigger in y'all minds that is okay to do, bro? Like, I just would never understand that to this day of living, bro.
Sometimes I do. Last night, one of our unhoused relatives started having a seizure, so I had to get out and call the ambulance and sit with him until the ambulance came. Sometimes I fight.
And another thing too, I also want to say, 100%, like, drugs that are, like, especially, like, on that hardcore level, it is 100% had to be supplied by the government in some given form. Whenever it first existed, bro, I'm always the biggest believer that the government is 100% responsible for shit. They motherfucking, with not even just drugs, but, like, with straps and weapons and stuff too, bro. They gotta have, like, some crate that they just delivered in, like, all the hoods and stuff, bro. Like, on some secret stuff, bro. And just people found those crates and just, decided to do whatever they want, whatever they decided to use it or just sell it and stuff. Like, bro, how the hell does somebody, like, just come up with something like that and just decide, hey, we're gonna disperse this in I don't know, man. That's just, it's weird, bro.
And they're mostly Mexican guys?
No, this one comes from Nebraska.
Is he a native man?
No, he's a black.
Oh, this is in Nebraska?
Black guy around here? Does he have native blood in him? Or?
If he's a local, he's half indigenous. For the kids, a lot of kids come down here after school and play. I just gotta make sure. Then if I see meth dealers, I'll beat them up.
What can you fellas tell us about the area?
It was rough growing up.
It looks like it could be fun, but it also looks like it has some sketchy spots too.
There's a bunch of sketchy people, a bunch of, like, missing women going on, some kids.
Does everyone know about the missing women?
Yeah.
That's no secret around here.
No.
The Rapid City Police Department is asking for your help finding 26-year-old Michelle Elbow Shield. Pine Ridge woman has been missing since mid-December.
Remains of Shayna L., the young man afraid of his horses, were found last night on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation.
I just went to a conference this morning in Rapid City about about missing women. They said, oh, it's MMIW. I didn't know what that was, but that's a commonly known thing around here. Where are these women going? Are they getting killed? Are they getting trafficked?
Getting trafficked, killed, everything.
I just heard from Mother Jules. I don't know if you talked to her before. That's your grandma?
Yeah.
Apparently cartel has some roots in here.
Yep, there's rumors of the cartel being here.
We were just talking about some of the trafficking that's going on. We were at a conference this morning about missing women. Everyone knows about that? Everyone's heard about that? That's sketchy.
Pretty common.
Who is taking them out? Is it their boyfriends? Is it their husbands? Is it random people?
Could be random people, could be the boyfriends.
Is domestic violence high around here?
It's very high.
Is it just men hitting the women, or do the women hit the men too?
Both.
That's a tough way to have a relationship.
It really is. I can't lie.
So that's also see that makes it also sad in situations like this, man. You got an area that you're straight up in the middle of nowhere. They're just sitting up there talking about they don't got no movie theaters. They probably don't even have no, you know what I'm saying, any type of like recreational fun stuff. You know what I'm saying? Normal humans would just have fun and do not even like a strip mall or anything near. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you have all these hardcore drugs. Bro, there's literally nothing for the people to be able to do but just literally like fucking just get high all day off the damn drugs. And then when they come down or they don't have the money to, you know what I'm saying, get, you know what I'm saying, above and shit, like they just take it out on each other, bro. It's just an endless sad cycle, man.
I try not to be that way though.
We as men are supposed to be the protectors. And if we're the ones terrorizing our own family, that's not the best path. What was it like growing up here, fellas?
It wasn't bad. It was
It's kind of rough as well because the environment is kind of bad because the alcohol and the drugs and there's nothing to do around here.
You just get it so easy.
I see you have someone on your shirt. Tell me about that.
My cousin, he died from cancer.
How old was he?
22.
Do you know how he got her?
You don't really go to the hospital here if you don't want it.
Is there a solid hospital in town?
There is no.
They just give you some painkillers until you just
Go on.
Did y'all ever go hiking in the Badlands?
How is that even like,
Go
bro?
hunting out there. We go out there and shoot some guns out.
Hell no.
Are you kind of the cowboy of the crew?
Yeah. You ever heard of Indian relay?
No, what's that? Oh, I
It's
see
really
you're a
popular.
champion
It's
too. I
really
see on your
popular.
belt buckle you're a champion.
Yeah, it's like relay, but you know, back of the hood.
Horse racing with no saddle.
Yeah.
Top son of a gun.
What was the pay for the championship last year? Quarter of a million.
I see Indian relay. Is Indian still a word that someone can use, or is that like that's offensive? Don't say it?
I don't think it's offensive.
Okay, so if someone says an Indian reservation, that's not like beat the shit out of that guy?
No.
I think one thing you're gonna notice here is the Oakland Raider logo everywhere you go. So I wonder if there's some like Chicano, Cholo vibes going on. Like even the guy that pulled up with the bandana and the low sunglasses, I instantly felt kind of like Mexican gangster guy. Shane just got out of the joint. He's back in time for a visit, so I'm happy that he's joining us. Are they friendly?
No, they will attack you and they will hit you to the ground. It's
Really?
crazy, yeah.
Have you ever been attacked by a dog?
I have.
More than once?
More than once.
Holy shit.
I've been in and out of prison all my life. I got into the federal system when I was 14.
That's young.
Went on to a boys ranch till I was 18, on to federal juvenile prison till I was 21.
What was the boys' ranch like?
It got me a high school diploma, a boxing club. It pushed me in a good direction, but coming back to surroundings like this at a young age and being vulnerable, it was easy to get sucked right back in. Coming back to that, gang banging.
Am I allowed to ask if you were TBZ?
Yeah, I'm TBZ.
That was the most powerful gang in the area for a long
Yes,
time,
it
right?
was.
Is it still around as much as it used to
It's
be?
still around in the state prisons, federal prisons, here.
Is TBZ mostly older guys or are there young cats in it now?
It's generational.
Everywhere I go right now, I find that the 14-year-old kids, 15-year-old kids are doing the most crazy shit.
It's crazy. The guns, kids packing guns, there's regular murders. Back then there was some, but it wasn't like it is today. But again, it comes back to how they're raised, no role models, and look where we live, where we have to grow up.
Man.
We are at one of the homeless shelters in Pine Ridge, South Dakota right now.
Is homelessness something that's been growing over time here? Or is it staying
Honestly,
steady?
It's been here ever since I was growing up. I always seen homeless people.
And now what we see is an influx of more younger people turn into these ways. It's the opportunities we don't have here, the assistance.
I live here. I'm part of the homeless community. Out here in the reservation, they don't have a lot of jobs, so...
What are the job opportunities for someone out here?
The small local restaurants.
Has it been like this as long as you can remember, or is this recently that something has changed?
That's something that's been in the making. The tribe is holding us back.
How so?
We have industries that would like to come in and build in our area, but the tribe wants to always have their hands in their pockets.
So they want to tax them too heavy.
They want to say, hey, I want the tribe's name to be on it. Everything has to be the tribe, the tribe, the tribe. These industries don't want that.
What do you think the unemployment rate is in the area?
It's in the red zone. This is some of the beadwork that I'm doing today. It's something that I do in order to support myself.
We've also heard that there's a high concentration of meth in the area. If you were to point at 10 people, how many of them you think are involved bother the most?
Majority of the people. Or they have no support for transgender community.
What do you do in the winter if you're homeless, Roman?
We would bundle up. We would walk around this area and follow footprints. We would look for older people that drink and that use. Their bodies are so intoxicated that they don't realize that they're cold. They'll fall asleep.
And they can freeze to death.
This past winter, we lost quite a few people to freezing to death outside.
Sorry to hear that.
Alcoholism is one of the strongest forces working against the people of Pine Ridge. The bottle has wreaked so much havoc here that it has been referred to as a liquid genocide. Pine Ridge is actually a dry county, meaning that alcohol here is illegal. However, it's easy to find. You can find a bootlegger anywhere you look. Alcohol-fueled crimes fill the reservation jails, with DUIs, domestic violence, fights, murder, and bootlegging being commonplace. The relentless tide of alcohol sweeps away the years, leaving Pine Ridge residents with some of the shortest lifespans in the Western Hemisphere, second to only Haiti. So proportionally, Pine Ridge's alcohol issue makes San Francisco's fentanyl problem look like child's play. And the kids wanted to show us how easy it was to get bootlegged alcohol in the area. So they grabbed their GoPro, they went on a mission, and this is what happened next.
Alright, we're gonna show you how easy it is. Alright, this is how easy you get alcohol in this. Watch, hold on.
What do you got?
We got 20. We got $20. We'll get some alcohol. Watch. Boys, let's roll out.
Bro, like, I'm sorry, bro. Just being the highlight moment of your day is getting some bootleg liquor, man. You just know you lost that life, man. Please bless these guys with some better opportunities and all the areas of these, like, you know what I'm saying, the same way, man. Because, bro, this isn't it.
Alright, can I get two water bottles?
Yeah.
How you doing? How's your dad doing? He's alright. Alrighty then. You guys have a good one. Look at that. That's straight alcohol, nigga. Big John, that's how easy it is in this reservation to get some alcohol. He just walked up in that as you seen. So much bootleg walk down.
Look all light skinned.
Grandma's in there though. All blinked and shit? One of them was sitting on the couch all blinked. Let's go!
What are people mixing alcohol with? What have you guys seen so far?
Antifreeze, hand sanitizer.
Put in a car windshield wiper?
Yeah.
They mix that with alcohol.
Yep.
Does that actually get you drunk or is it just to stretch it?
It just f***s up your stomach, bro.
I would imagine someone would feel miserable after drinking that.
I know one story of this girl who bought one and she died off it.
Why antifreeze? Of all things you can mix it with.
Just for that extra buck.
They're just trying to stretch it.
Yeah.
Can you get drunk off a hand sanitizer?
Yeah.
Over the years, what have you seen as far as...
Bro, what? Bro, imagine being so thirsty to get motherfucking lit. You getting drunk off hand sanitizer,
bro. The alcohol.
Back then, it was half pints of Lord Calvert. This new vodka craze is killing our people. It's the lowest grade alcohol you could get. Mix that with the stuff that they're putting in to sell it.
Is that creating a wicked hangover for people?
Hangover. I talked to a lady at IHS. People coming in with poisoning from all the stuff they're putting into these drinks just to stretch it.
There used to be one of the biggest liquor stores in the country around here in Nebraska, right?
White Clave, Nebraska, 2 miles from here. Every building was a bar. They made millions on this reservation.
Because this is a dry area, right?
Right.
The loophole was a place 2 miles away across state lines sold all the liquor.
And it was good and it was bad. Because now you got people traveling on these highways to go get their liquor, which makes the highways more dangerous.
Because people are driving drunk. They're not waiting home to drink it. They're drinking on their way home.
At some point there was a lawsuit from our tribe, No Lawsuit Tribe, who shut it down. Now it's like a ghost town up there.
Have you ever been in a shootout?
Yes. In my days it was territorial. Spent a lot of time in Northside, Rapid City. I'm lucky to be sitting here today talking with you guys and in one piece.
Has anyone ever been shot at here?
Being grazed on the leg right here.
What was that like?
It was just a little drive-by, but I mean, that's just normal around here. It's just another day.
You're already back from their mission.
Yeah.
This kid wanted to show us how easy it is to access alcohol here. Can I sniff that shit? Here. So,
is that a ski?
Make sure it's real.
She probably knows.
Alcohol.
Yeah, it's real.
Smells like shitty vodka. How much did this cost?
$10. 20 for both.
Someone that's really into alcohol, how long does that last them?
About a couple hours.
Does everyone here have someone in their family that's been hit by alcohol? Like addicted to alcohol?
Everyone. Straight out the jug.
This is for educational purposes only.
Bro has some antifreeze and hand sanitizer, dude.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
Yeah.
So that's bootleg alcohol. How enforced is bootleg alcohol around here? Will a cop bust it?
Yeah.
Is it risky to sell bootleg alcohol?
Yeah.
That shit is making my whole mouth buzz. If I'm trying to recover from being addicted to alcohol.
Bro, it sounds crazy, bro, but like, also too, you can just tell, bro, the government at certain points just be just trying to set up and just do population control, bro. Because like, how the hell, like, I understand that, yes, alcohol is definitely like super dangerous and it's only supposed to be used responsibly. Everybody gets that has the right sense of mind. But like, it doesn't make any sense that they were just sitting up here talking about that this in their county, for whatever reason, alcohol is banned. And, you know, this is not the first time I've heard it actually in a couple of other states and certain, not actual state itself, but like certain cities in that state, like they have all types of weird rules for alcohol. Like there's some places that stop selling liquor like before 9 o'clock. There's some parts that you can't even get it at a certain day of the week, or, you know, there's all types of like weird things like that, right? Like my thing is that like, how is it that like you have 2 miles further from where this is at, they sell and have the normal alcohol regulation rules, but over here, you for one don't even have like normal recreational things, and then two, you don't even have like corner stores where you sell that types of stuff. So now if you really think about it, you're making this type of city 5 times more to be more likely to be dangerous, because you're going to have the people that want to be drunks and want to be on the liquor, or just want to take advantage and be like, hey, I can make a couple of extra bucks to try and bootleg stuff and possibly ruin lives, or like, you know what I'm saying, unalive somebody, rather than they could have just sat there and just let that liquor be legal in the first place and let the people go and get it, you know what I'm saying, legally at their own dispense or whatever. And I guarantee you they would probably have like way less situations of DUIs and, you know what I'm saying, all these shootings, because people are off this bootleg liquor that has all types of ingredients and stuff like that. I'm not saying that, you know what I'm saying, it still wouldn't be violent. Of course, violence is everywhere, but it's just like certain things, I feel like it's just tactics that the government uses to just make the population control. They see that, and that's going on in this certain city and shit, and so, you know, people are going to start turning against each other, start being liable or more likely to do some more hot and violent type of shit, because it's just less resources available and less accessible things that normal people that would live in an area that would have the normal legal rules would still be getting regardless. So I don't know, what is y'all's take on that, man? Like, this shit's weird, man.
Is there any resources around here?
There's a meeting spot over there.
How many people around here you think are sober from everything, just completely living sober?
25, 50% maybe.
The res is like literally only 20, maybe not even 15% of the res has jobs around here. The rest of the 80% of people don't have jobs around here. Selling drugs and alcohol be the main source of money flow around here. People.
So do you think a lot of the reason why meth and alcohol is so heavy here is just economics? If there was better things to be doing, people wouldn't be doing
jobs,
it?
That's crazy. I was just literally talking about that. Guys, I'm trying to tell you, man, it'd be the freest game, bro, when Flight spits. Bro, listen, when I'm speaking, listen, bro.
Centers and everything, it would be more helpful, but we don't have those like right offhand where someone could just go check themselves in.
Do you have any stories of growing up on the res that can give people a picture of what life is like here?
The way I grew up was more like traditional and stuff like that, where you go and go to like the powwows and fun dances and stuff like that. Like there's a good amount of people that are sober, are getting sober. You know, so
I noticed a lot of people just walking down the street and kind of just trekking. Is that common around here?
Yeah, that's very common.
That's very common.
Someone walking right there.
Where do you think he's trying to walk to?
Probably trying to go to the store, buy a blunt wrap.
How strong is the police force around here?
It's strong, but they take a lot of these phones.
If I break my leg or my grandma gets shot, how long are they going to take to show up?
About 30 minutes.
Yeah, of course, 30 minutes.
Is TVZ big in the younger generation?
It is big down here.
What's the
30 minutes to pull up with some violence, though, but like let you have some tenant windows, or you have your registration is haven't been paid and it's 1 month late, which means you'll be suspended. Oh yeah, they'll be on you in 3 minutes though, right?
18 to 20?
Yeah.
What do you guys want to do with yourselves?
I just want to make money.
It is a hard place to make a bag.
Depends on what you're doing.
How much you got to have in a bank account to be like, I'm rich?
1,000 at least.
Look at this guy with would you go to Johnny Dane's or something? If you don't mind me asking you, how much did that run you?
Stole it.
You stole it?
I'm not gonna lie.
Wi-Fi building?
Yeah, you go in there, get on computers.
The Midwest is a little bit like it too, but it's almost like this place is like 20 years back in time.
Right, I am noticing that.
I've been to some reservations where people get monthly draw from the tribal government. Does that happen around here?
Some people do, not all of us though.
The first of the month check, $200.
Who qualifies for that?
Pretty much everybody. There's tribal funds that's allocated from the government.
Is housing given to you? Do you have to pay for it? How does that work?
Each tribal member is allotted 2.5 acres. The majority of people a mobile home and set it down on their property and do the best they can to try to fix it. Actually, this is my grandmother's house, you guys, some years back. A lot of good memories here. This shows how the home could have been reused for somebody else, but resources here are limited. Actually, right now, our housing authority is went out of business, mismanagement of funds. Now they can't remodel these houses. They won't be able to do for X amount of years. Some houses, 5-6 families living in one house.
What can you buy a house for around here?
8 to 10
grand. Do I have to come up with that money, or does the GA help me with that?
You gotta come up with that.
So that's my mom right there.
How is it raising boys around here?
It's hard.
You got any stories to illustrate what it's like being a mom around here?
These kids have nothing to do. So what else are they gonna do is find something to do to get in trouble.
For a kid leaving high school, like what are the most common jobs people do around here?
Grocery store.
Especially the younger generations, like that's not too glamorous. I would rather be a hustler or something like that.
Exactly.
We were just at a conference earlier today for missing and murdered indigenous women. Is that something that's widely known in the area?
Very wide. I think they run away from their families because there's basically 20 people living in homes, you know, and there's like, so much things that probably go on in that home.
So they run and then they get caught in situations that are tough?
Yeah.
Has there been a situation where you ever had to call the cops?
All the time. There used to be a meth trailer right back there. This trailer is abandoned back here. I have grandkids. I have her and I have him. And they just party and loud, so we gotta call the cops, but they never come.
You wanna take us to the trailer that you guys have the meth heads that are trying to take over?
We go over there? I used to be over here a lot because this was my cousin's kid. Like I said, I remember sitting on them couches when I was like 6 and 5.
How many of these do you think there are in the area?
This window got shot up right here with the shotgun.
What was the beef about?
Stupid shit, honestly. I mean, we never was really trying to beef, but everyone's all trying to be gangster and shit.
How long has this place been abandoned like this?
3 years, 4 years.
And who used to live here before?
Most times it was kids because the parents would leave them here, you know what I mean? Parents would go and get drunk. I remember that because that was my cousin that would take care of his little brothers and sisters, you know what I mean?
Someone died back here?
Yeah. I said the remember?
And this is her memorial. Rest in peace. That's sad, man. How old was she?
She was a little older. She was an auntie.
Do you guys have a dream job in mind?
I want to be an auto mechanic. I'm really good at turning bolts.
Same thing he does. An auto mechanic.
See, man, see that's it's just sad, bro. Because if they was living somewhere literally else outside of this whole city, that's like the most easiest thing they can get into, bro. You know what I'm saying? Mechanics make some great money too, bro. They just like set up in a bad, you know what I'm saying, environment and situation. And, you know, an unfortunate area where they just don't even provide any type of lick of opportunity, man.
If I had a magic wand, I'd get rid of most of these meth heads and most of the meth dealers, because that's where everything goes wrong.
No one's creeped into the area?
No, that's bad out here. It's really bad. Everyone dies off that shit. This ain't safe.
No.
In the nighttime, it's when it's scary here.
Yeah?
The most dangerous.
So when the sun goes down, we should get out of here?
Yeah. Everyone comes out.
What's bigger here, meth or alcohol?
Yeah, equal.
Are people doing meth and alcohol?
Yeah.
That's a scary combo, isn't it? Yeah. I just saw the Raiders logo on that car. And also, like, I can tell by, like, the bandana and the glasses, I feel like there's a little bit of, like, almost Southern California culture mixed in here.
No, they're very heavy.
Yeah? Did anyone kind of dress like a cholo around here in the summer? Like the high socks?
Nah.
You ever heard the higher the socks, the downer the food?
Yeah, of course.
Is this the main hub of the town?
This is the East Ridge, North Ridge.
Are you guys cool with them? If you guys aren't cool with this side of town, then let's go to the side of town you are cool with.
When I tell you these little youngins, they would be out here.
I swear to God, got big ass drakes, everything. How do guns get to the rise? I'm from Denver for
They're just around, I don't know.
And what does a go for around here?
About 3, 4. If it's stolen, 250 maybe. I mean, depends on the size.
I gotta wear one of these. I'm still doing time in federal prison under new drug laws that came into effect.
What was your last bid for?
Distribution of methamphetamine. Last bid was for cocaine distribution.
What got you to selling meth?
Since I was young, starting all of these guys, the lifestyle that I idolized and everything that come with it. It's not worth it. Doing so much time with the family. I'm 47 years old today and I spent over half my life in prison.
Now we're rolling to an indoor skate park.
We're at Ground Control, Lakota Skateboarding.
He killing it. I told y'all, but I've been told you. I had my own little skateboard phase I went through, bro, 5th to 6th grade. It ended like at the end of like 6th grade. That's when I started taking sports seriously. But if you know, you know.
Cool
I got love for
spot.
that skateboard shit.
What's the mission of this spot?
Eliminate the off season for the skaters. When it snows here, we got a dope outdoor skate park. When it snows, we come here and we just skate here year round anyway. So
Is there a sober living component as well?
yeah, that's why that's important to me. I quit drinking almost like 3 years ago. My dad's death was the result of drinking, and I just don't think it's a good thing. And I really encourage the youth not drink and live that healthy lifestyle, because on a skateboard you can do anything, man. Take you all over the world if you let it.
How hard was it to quit drinking, and especially with your peers probably still doing it? How hard was it to pull away and do that?
Well, it wasn't really hard. I just quit because just one day it was just too much for me, man, and just hanging over. I quit a month before I got in this building. That's what probably helped me, was building this place. In the future, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a dope ass kitchen in here, and we're gonna start eventually eating our traditional foods in here.
I love it. A lot of the reason that kids are into stuff is because they feel like they don't have many other options or things to do. But this is something.
Yep.
When is it open?
We're open from noon to 8, Monday through Fridays. We're gonna eventually have this place fully staffed, just running like a clock, man.
This is really cool what you're doing. You're a leader. People are gathering here. You have a place to come. What advice do you have for the youth out there?
Just keep following your dreams. If you think you can't do it, know that you can, and write it down, and don't give up. This place is known that there's nothing to do for kids here. I would always say, where there's nothing, you can do anything.
Keep making moves, okay?
Kids, especially teenagers, tend to get in trouble if they don't have the right things guiding their path. So whether it's wrestling, skateboarding, chess club, anything that brings the kids in the right direction, I'm a fan of. And that's why I'm donating $1,000 to Kyle and his ground control skate park in Pine Ridge to keep leading the kids on the right path. If the mission of this skate park moves you, please consider donating as well.
We've seen a wide range of weapons on Pine Ridge. This is probably the most crazy one so far.
Right here. Right here.
Have you had to use that before?
Yup.
On a person?
Yup.
I probably can't ask any more questions than that, huh?
Nope.
Self-defense?
Chop them up, feed them to the Badlands.
Do a lot of people go missing in the Badlands?
Yeah, people disappear there.
2 miles outside of Pine Ridge Reservation and just across the border of Nebraska is the town of White Clay, a place with 4 liquor stores and a population of 8. This town has one purpose and one purpose only: to sell alcohol to the Lakota people. At its peak in 2010, nearly 5 million cans of beer were sold through these 4 liquor stores, leading people to call this situation a liquid genocide. In April of 2017, due to high pressure from Native activists, Nebraska's Liquor Control Commission refused to renew the licenses for these 4 stores, effectively shutting them down. This has led White Clay to be the ghost town that you now see today.
This place used to be the liquor store. I used to come here when I was like 15, 16 years old, and used to be able to buy and stuff too.
You
They
ever
never
fake
carded
ID?
me. No, they never carded me.
They used to sell that. Sell to anyone, actually.
Are we in Nebraska right now?
Yeah, we are.
So that's the loophole. We go across state lines, people buy their alcohol and they drive back.
Yeah. Not even a mile.
Just making it a dry county work.
They made the highways more dangerous. Before you used to have to come here and get your liquor and go. Now you're going this way to get your liquor, off that way. It makes the roads more dangerous. More people driving drunk. The bottom line is here, poverty, no opportunities. That's what I believe it is. They're hurting. They're trying to kill the pain.
So alcohol's a way to numb the pain. Is this a hard place to be a dreamer?
Yeah, it is.
Hard to make it out. There's only a few that make it out.
Faith dies at a young age, so.
A kid on the res wanted a ride home, so we drove him to his place. This is what we encountered.
Okay, so where are you taking us though? Oh, it's good. What you doing?
I'm going to get my shot. Go get it?
Yeah, I grabbed it earlier. Going to go get his boy.
I can't imagine growing up here. A lot of stuff we couldn't show you on camera, like the amount of guns amongst youth. Like I'm talking young kids, like middle school, young high school kids. The amount of drugs and alcohol in the area. Like how easy it is to find alcohol. To me, I just don't see many leaders for the youth. Like they say they don't have stuff to do, but like there's basketball courts, there's skate parks, there's indoor and outdoor skate parks. Like you do at some point have to be responsible for the decisions you make. But as a kid, you do need guidance, and I see a lot of that missing. And I really see that in a lot of the tough places we go. Looking at places like this, it is a little bit demoralizing and depressing. I see a lot of potential here, but I also see a lot of hurdles to overcome. So we're getting out of here before sundown, and we met a 15 and a 13-year-old kid that were on their way to go get their guns. So I'm guessing the nighttime around here is something that just isn't worth
scene. Shortly after we left, one of these kids got stabbed 9 times by a rival gang member. He survived, but had to be hospitalized for a few days. It's a stark reminder of how rampant the violence is in the area. October of 2016, Vinnie Brewer III, a member of the Pine Ridge community, was shot 15 times and killed in front of the Siouxland Big Crow Center. His death is an example of many of the acts of violence that people on the reservation have spoken about. We wanted to get a picture of who Vinnie was as a man, so we met up with his mother at the site of her son's memorial.
So this is where he was killed. Right here, there was a basketball tournament going on here, and a gang from Denver came and killed him. They shot him like 17 times and execution style, once in the back of the head. They kidnapped my daughter in the beginning and they killed my cousin. They were trying to run drugs through here and use my kids. Whenever they killed my son, like this whole town shut down. They had a curfew, I think. They didn't know what was going on, and they did think it was the cartel, but it wasn't.
So was there any justice brought to the situation?
Oh, yeah. What they did was they came here looking for my son after they took off with my daughter, because he used to run with them, right? He ran with this gang, and then
He ran with the Colorado gang.
Mhm.
Okay.
And they were trying to recruit him, and he was going up there. I'm so glad he didn't, but look at what they did to him. They killed my cousin Annie, and my daughter witnessed it, so they took off with her. That's what started the war between him and them. And then he wanted out, and they won't let him out. They won't let him out.
What happened to your daughter?
So I reported her kidnapped. That was on a Wednesday. They let her call me on Saturday, I believe it was. Right after that is when they found her in Colorado, Lakewood, Walmart. No shoes. She had bruises. And the guy who took off with her said that he loved her and that he was in love with her, but on the way up there, they had a bag over her head. Yeah, she's traumatized.
Did she survive and she's around
She's
today?
around. She's in prison right now. Our life's been pretty much screwed up since 2016.
Why are so many murders happening?
I believe a lot of our people now, like a lot of these kids, are FAS.
The grip of alcohol here is so strong that 1 in 4 children is born with fetal alcohol syndrome. When a mom drinks during pregnancy, it can be disastrous for her children and leaves the child to contend with learning disabilities, memory issues, and poor impulse control. To no fault of the child, a drinking mom often sets up their kid to struggle in school, have difficulty getting along with others, and the child themselves is more likely to turn to alcohol as they grow up. And this further extends the cycle of poverty, despair, and violence. I didn't realize that the murder here is absolutely rampant. How many people have we seen wearing a t-shirt of their killed family member?
I think
that's like the most common t-shirt we've seen. It's either like a Nike t-shirt or it's someone's family member on a shirt. We're going to Lakota Tech High School next. We were invited by a teacher there to come by, and we're going to talk to a principal as well. But today's a very special day in town. It is the day of prom. Hello.
Hello.
I'm Tommy.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. It's prom night tonight.
Yes.
You excited?
Yeah, very excited.
Is
I'm
it
going to
gonna-
go get dressed.
Oh, okay. So we're in a learning institution. First, maybe we teach the people what are some Lakota words that they can learn for back home.
The first thing in the morning is Hihani Wash Day. It's just a good morning.
Hihani Wash Day.
Hihani Wash Day.
Okay.
I think if somebody asks you, we eat a lot, so like if you like the food, you're going to say it's Wash Day.
Wash Day.
It's good.
It's good?
Yeah.
Okay.
When we say goodbye to each other, we never say goodbye. In the spirit world, we believe that we see each other again. So
Okay.
it's Doksha Ake.
Doksha, okay.
Ake.
Ake.
Uh-huh.
And that
Doksha
means
Ake.
I'll see you again?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a translation for this, but big dogs gotta eat.
There might be. This is Otto Cooney.
Otto Cooney.
These are Lakota language teachers.
Is there a translation for the term big dogs gotta eat?
Big dogs gotta eat. Shunka Tonka Yatinkte Hecha.
Big dogs gotta eat. What is it like being a principal in 2024?
It is challenging.
Yeah.
Students are coming, especially after COVID, with a lot of diverse needs. And not just students, teachers too. I feel like I'm helping support teachers learn how to teach again in person, to be engaging with students, giving students hands-on experiences, you know, because when they were learning at home,
Everything was through a screen.
everything was through a screen.
It's hard to learn through a screen.
Yeah.
Is dropout something that you have to contend with?
Yes, we do have a high dropout rate. I just looked at some of our data with our ninth graders. They are the largest population of dropouts. And so I just sat in a meeting yesterday with some of our district leaders and some of the state consultants to try to figure out how we can wrap around services and prevent some of the dropouts that happen.
What do you do when a kid decides not to come to school?
So it's phone calls home to parents, it's meeting with those students and parents trying to figure out what the obstacles are and why they're not coming. We do report truancy, but the courts are so backlogged and they don't have the infrastructure to have follow through with that.
I noticed, because I do a lot of stuff across America, there's a lot of young kids that are really getting into rap culture, and what they're kind of idolizing doesn't usually lead to success. It usually leads to prison or death or shootouts. How do you contend with that?
I don't know, that's tough. Because me, as a teacher, this is my 6th year teaching, and I was a kid that hated education. It's just, the product of their environment is a lot tougher, so it's just hard to compete with that. You can give them all the motivational words and everything in the world, but, it's them doing their part too, the family doing their part too.
We talked to one of the advocates for prison reform and incarceration, and he said that 7 out of 10 men are frequently in jail or in and out of jail. And that means there's a lot of men not in the household. Do you think that's part of the recipe? If there was more responsible men in a household, that things would be a lot different?
Yeah, a lot more structure. Our parents are both in the Wounded Knee occupation of 73, and so their minds were, tough love type thing. I just celebrated 35 years of sobriety last March.
You 35 years?
Yeah, I just turned 35. So I've never done drugs.
That's amazing.
So it was tough at first, the peer pressure. Drink, smoke, but I promised my grandma before she died that I would never do that.
You talked earlier about, our dropout rates and stuff. One of the things that I try to tell my students is that no matter what you go down, you can always stop and make a different choice.
Yeah.
I was a high school dropout.
Yeah. What a great story for the principal.
Right. Yeah. I got my GED at 16.
I ain't gonna lie, I've never heard a principal before say that there was a dropout themselves and they're actually, a principal. I've heard of teachers and maybe the staff, but actual principal, that's an inspirational turnaround right there.
I was still able to go to college, got my 4-year degree, became a teacher, taught, still able to go get my master's, and now I'm the principal of a high school. So it's never
Tommy G with the nigga. That's a comeback story. You got to give credit for what that's due. From a dropout to getting a 4-year master's degree, bro.
Different.
Yo,
and we all have a
I can't even stay in the damn.
Goes this way, that way.
Pay attention to class for 10 minutes,
but it takes having people on here because I had people that believed in me, saw something in me that I didn't see in myself at the time.
Yeah. We left Lakota Tech High School and drove up to see the Wounded Knee Memorial. This site is hugely significant in Native American history, and I wanted to see it for myself. This is what we encountered.
Good morning. Morning. Hey, we're gonna pull up there. No, we're okay.
Morning for this one?
No, thank you.
Oh, hell no. Y'all gotta just drive off.
Do you hear me?
Yeah. Watch out, we're gonna pull away, okay?
Bro should just pulled away, bro.
Which is fine, but it's gonna be hard to appreciate the history of the place where a meth head is trying to sell you something.
Oh, no.
I'm trying to get some gas money, and I was wondering if you guys would be interested in any gas. If not, I could donate too.
We're gonna take some time to appreciate the history here, okay?
Yes, sure.
We're gonna give you the history of this place. This was the site of the massacre.
The origin
Tommy G's a good person, man. You gotta, you know what I'm saying, stand up for yourself in a situation, bro. Like, he already told him once, bro, I'm not interested. The dude still followed him, bro. You got at that point, bro, get the fuck up out my face, bro. What'd I tell you?
Treachery and brutality by the U.S. government. After years of massacres and being starved into submission, the Lakota people signed the Treaty of Fort Laramie in 1868 and moved onto the reservation. In 1890, the deadliest mass shooting in American history occurred at Wounded Knee, where over 300 Lakota were killed by the United States Army and buried in a mass grave. They were machine gunned down because they refused to be disarmed in an era in which guns were vital for hunting and defending their land. The Lakota were initially promised a 60 million acre reservation. However, once valuable resources were discovered on this land, the U.S. government went back on their treaty. They passed the General Allotment Act of 1887 and the 1906 Burke Act, and these acts took millions of acres away from Pine Ridge. Today, Pine Ridge stands at 2.1 million acres, just 1/130th of its original size. This chapter of Native history also saw systematic crushing of Native culture. The Indian Appropriation Act of 1851 led to Native children being taken from their homes and forced into boarding schools, where their language and culture culture were banned. In these schools, they were beaten by nuns and priests if they attempted to express their heritage. When Pine Ridge residents speak about the impact of generational trauma on the living conditions of today, it's crucial to remember the history of how Pine Ridge came to be.
There's obviously some very deep trauma in this area. People who are struggling really with addiction, but there's a guy, some people that are struggling, I'm sure, with meth and other things that are getting very close to us and very threatening. We've been a lot of different places in this country. Some of these conditions is unlike anything I think we've ever seen before. And the thing is, when you visit a place like this, is you never know what the answer is. I certainly think there are answers, but I think nothing is going to happen overnight. How do you change people's actions? And then when you look at the youth who are going to be taking over and you see what they're doing, it's like, how did it not get worse? And what will it take for those kids to be engaged and excited and creative and using their juices for something worthwhile? Because man, the youth is worth so much. The youth is everything. The youth is our future.
We wanted to learn more about the alcohol bootlegging, so we went to a remote part of the reservation and tapped in with some people that could tell us more. Here's what we learned.
This place is, I think it almost looks worse than Pine Ridge. What's going on?
What up?
Can you tell us about you're used to be in the game. What was it like?
This is all cool, and sell drugs too and skips and stuff a little bit here and there just to get you by, whatever, Usually down here, there's no drugs down here. A lot of people do it, almost probably every fucking house does it. But they're so, sketched out and everything, because if you get caught down here with it and you have it on you, putting yourself at risk to go 5 to 10,
5 to 10 years for that?
For alcohol.
Does that seem like too many years?
Drugs, yeah, that's very...
That's very severe punishment.
That's a crazy-ass punishment, bro. Is this the U.S. or is somewhere overseas?
The federally recognized tribe.
People do this for basically profit. We're talking what, $100 to $200 a day. What do you think the average person selling skips makes in a day?
Anywhere from $10 to about $200 a day.
And all that at the risk of 5 to 10 years of prison.
So we found a bamboozled pipe.
Oh, messed with? Yeah.
So you did. So just put half full of water in it. A little bit of alcohol.
What?
A little bit of it will be
You guys still get somebody drunk?
Ain't nowhere a day in my life I'll be that thirsty to get lit, bro. If you have something combined with fucking rubbing alcohol so you can hope that it can dim the...
So do people get mad when they get fake stuff?
Sometimes they don't even know.
One time, I don't know what it was, but we bought a pint like that and we only drank one and it got us drunk or whatever, but then our insides start shaking because it was mixed with something.
What do you think it was mixed with?
I don't know, probably hand sanitizer or something.
That could fuck somebody up.
Yeah, you could literally feel your liver shaking.
What's a hangover like on one of these pints?
A real bad headache and probably your insides shaking and stuff because it's trying to process the amount of alcohol.
I spoke with 2 alcohol bootleggers to learn more about the business, why they do it, the impact on the community, and what they thought about it. Here's what they said.
So fellas, we're talking about the business of bootlegging. How common is it on the res? If I wanted to find alcohol, if I wanted to go to a bootlegger, how many people do I have to choose from, you think?
Depends on the housing, whatever housing you go to, each district. There's some people you can go to. If it's in water bottle, you don't know what they might put in there or whatever, so it's best if you buy it store-bought, so.
Do a lot of people cut it with shit?
They usually put Lysol or whatever in there. Then they
Lysol? Wow. What do you drink Lysol?
Honestly, Lysol is gonna make you feel ugly, feel stomach sick, and that's the point where you have to call the ambulance and they take you in.
Is that where they pump your stomach?
Yeah.
What attracts people to the liquor when it makes them feel so bad?
Whenever they're usually hanging over, sick, or something like that, then they go back to it, so that way they could cure it instead of going to the hospital.
So that's why it's such a vicious cycle, because the only way to cure the hangover is to drink more. Let's learn about the lingo. So what's bamboozle mean?
It means it's laced or either that mixed with Lysol or the hand sanitizer or something like that.
What percentage of bottles you buy, pints you buy, they're also called skips, right?
Yeah, what percentage of skips
out there are laced?
It's kind of between 50-50 sometimes too, It depends on who you buy it from. So.
So, like, this res is very spread out. You can go some miles without seeing anything, and then you see, like, little pockets of housing. Does that mean there's a lot of people drunk driving to go back and forth when they get their liquor?
Most likely, yeah.
How common is it for someone to have a DUI around here?
It's probably about like 40-60%.
40 to 60%?
Yeah.
The first two are misdemeanor, right?
Yeah, third one is automatic here.
So we got a bottle of vodka here, Kharkov. How much can you buy this for?
$12.
And once you flip
It's just crazy. What I'm about to say is that, like, bro, like, just that bottle of liquor to them is like a pot of gold, man. Like, you know, it's just.
What can you make
off? Sad.
You make about like $35.
What was the most you guys have ever made in a night selling this stuff?
If you buy a box of that'll cost $75, then you can flip it for about almost $200.
Okay, and is that a big night?
Yeah.
Are there undercovers?
Yeah, there's undercovers on it. Yeah.
How serious? Like this much alcohol, what's the punishment for getting caught with this? As you can tell by how quick we were to turn the lights off, I know there's some punishment that's with this, but what if we get caught with this? How bad is it?
That'll be like 3 days. If it's
3 days in jail?
Yeah.
Can people go to prison for this stuff?
It ain't that hard. If you're selling the meth or whatever around here, then you can go to prison.
Is it fair to say, because I've heard unemployment rates can be up to 85 to 90% around here. Is that what you guys have heard?
Yeah.
Does that sound like a crazy number to you guys? That's huge. This is a common way that if families are just trying to eat, pay the electric bill, this is what they do.
Yeah, that's what they sell. That's what bootlegging causes, because they're short on money and stuff like that. They choose to sell that.
So do you think alcohol should be legal on the res?
I mean, honestly, it's hard to say, because like, there's too many people dying from cirrhosis.
That's the liver failure, the kidney failure.
Yeah.
Obviously, making it illegal doesn't work. People still are getting it, and it's almost worse because instead of drinking maybe a light beer, where you can have a few of them before you really start to feel it.
People around here, they don't like drinking beer because it doesn't get them drunk, so they turn to this hard liquor. They want that hard kick right away, so they choose this Kharkov.
So if you could snap your fingers and you could just be sober without the pain of getting sober, if I could say, hey, you're sober 1 year and you feel like it, what would you do with that opportunity?
I would sober myself up, get a job, get my GED.
What job would you think you want to do?
I want to be like a yard worker. Just go from yard to yard, help people out.
Hell yeah. Any idea on your end?
Try to get on ready back there, like save up, high school, college or something.
Because there's free college, right?
Yeah.
But tell me about the process of flipping this into pints. How does that work?
So basically, one water bottle will equal up to this much.
Okay.
Then you can make about like...
Do you stretch it at all?
Yeah, sometimes fill it up, so you fill it up right there.
And how many pints can this make you?
About 3.5. When you hear that, you know it's store-bought.
If you get jail for doing this, do you feel like you deserve that, or do you feel like that's an unreasonable punishment?
I mean, honestly, it's like if your family is struggling, and if you need to, then if you need the money, you could flip this for the price of 12. You could flip it for like $40 or something like that.
Well, fellas, I know you shared your stories that it was risky to do this, and I appreciate learning about this, and I think this is important to educate people out there. So, any final thoughts?
Just hope that everyone out there, if you guys are doing this, just know, just take it easy. You guys, if you're struggling, we understand. We're doing the same thing.
So what's the way out? What's the way forward, fellas?
Way forward is sobriety, getting the money up the right way.
Thank you, fellas. I wish you guys the best on your path, okay? Thank you guys for tuning in. A reminder to donate to Kyle in the skate park. The link is in the description. We'll see you guys next week.
All right. So wrap it up with a Tommy G episode, man. Hope after, you know what I'm saying, watching this with you guys, man, you just got to, you know, be a little bit more grateful for, you know, whatever situation you're going through, man. Somebody always has it worse. You know, if you feel like you're going through like a trial and tribulations, just remember that time always goes by. There's always going to be better days. There's always sunlight at the end of the road. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel like you need to, you know what I'm saying, do drugs and alcohol, you know what I'm saying, to get through a hiccup in life or get through any type of like, you know, big, you know, obstacle, you know, because all it does is just take away the problem for like a couple of hours and then it comes right back to you. So at the end of the day, you just got to face it, you know what I'm saying, like the, you know, man or woman, you know, you are at the end of the day, and, you know, things will get better, and, you know, keep staying prayed up.